Recently, UV rays have been labeled a Group 1 carcinogen, which means that UV rays have been classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning they're in the same category as tobacco, mustard gas, and plutonium. On July 28th, the International Agency for Research on Cancer placed it in this category with over 20 studies linking tanning beds to skin cancer. This was backed up by Stanford Medical Center, U.S. National Toxicology Program, International Agency for Research on Cancer, and the American Cancer Society. The vitamin D benefits also don't outweigh the costs. Salons try to counteract negative claims saying that UV rays increase the body's production of vitamin D, and vitamin D is necessary for strong bones and a healthy immune system. However, according to Carol D. Drucker, an associate professor in the Department of Dermatology at the Anderson Cancer Center, while it may be true that you get vitamin D from UV rays and tanning beds, the dangers far outweigh the positive aspects. It is preferable not to get your vitamin D through a carcinogen, and you can get it through much safer sources, including fortified milk, orange juice, cereals, or oral supplements. One of my opponent's points, or counteracting points, stated that spray tanning was also unhealthy, which is true, but it is healthier than using a tanning bed. According to the same doctor, Carol D. Drucker, the associate professor at the Cancer Center, spray tanning is proven to be less unhealthy because of the number of uses people normally go through. Also, one of my opponent's points says that the FDA requires everyone who goes in tanning beds to wear goggles or glasses, but the last study that I talked about, it proves that they don't follow any of the FDA rules, so how do we know that they're even implementing that one? They lied about all the risks of using tanning beds, so how can we trust that they're actually telling the truth about this? Tanning beds also affect your brain activity. There are several parts of the brain associated with addiction that are activated when exposed to UV rays. In a 2005 study, it showed a large portion of tanners met the psychiatric definition of a substance abuse disorder. Tanning beds also affect other medical conditions. Conditions like lupus, diabetes, and herpes can worsen with the use of a tanning bed. It is always a good idea to get a medical opinion from your doctor before using a tanning bed, and there are many conditions that could be adversely affected by it. The FDA estimates that there are about 3,000 hospital emergency room cases a year due to indoor tanning beds and lamp exposure, according to the American Academy of Dermatology. Also, my opponent states that being in the sun also causes skin cancer, but according to Lazovich, a PhD professor of ethnology, they collected info on 1,100 people without melanoma, or 1,100 people between the ages of 25 and 59 diagnosed with melanoma, and compared them with 1,100 without melanoma. The people who used the tanning devices were 75% more likely to have developed melanoma, and the frequent users, which the people who used it either 50 hours, 100 sessions, or have been using it for over 10 years, are 2 to 3.5 times more likely to develop melanoma than the people who never used them. My opponent claims that they exaggerate the risk of UVA rays, but as I've just proven, that it's been linked to effects of brain activity, skin cancer, and also DNA mutations. So, to say the least, they're not exaggerating much on this.